Hey, Shalom, Kol Halor, Yahweh Bash, Mehoshai, Bash Chodash, the ones that apostles of great millstone, and Shalom, true brothers in the highways and byways, doing the works sincerely and faithfully, and continually fighting the good fight of faith. Lord, when we have found that number. All right, so first and foremost, I just want to start off by saying this is the new channel, and this is GMS Two-Edged Sword 444, and that's two-edged with a two, number two. I've been getting all kinds of flack and catching all kinds of hell from YouTube, flagging my videos, stripping down my channels. So it's tough to keep a channel up these days because, this truth is killing them. All right. So this is the new page, and Lord willing, just keep it going. And if they strike it down, we're going to put up another one and keep it moving, All right. So it's just going to be various topics. It's not going to be a very long video. But as we know, as of late, this George Floyd, verdict, Edomite getting, charged or found guilty or what have you. But the shocking thing to me, and I'm sure most brothers in this truth, is how you Jakes that are involved with this case, you trust in Esau to give you justice when it's Esau who's making your life a living hell. Okay? And make no mistake, man. Esau's not going to waste no time, sacrificing one of his own. They sacrifice one of their own, and look at the amount of Jakes running around throughout the world, throughout the country, jumping up and down, singing and dancing and praising, and for one cracker. That's just one cracker they sacrifice for you. Now, you see how easy it is to please you, Jakes, man? You are not going to see no type of true justice in this country while Esau's in power, man. And the caption reads, George Floyd's family says verdict is a victory for many, but the fight for justice is not over. You've been hearing about the fight for justice and equality, since the 50s, man. Niggas marching down Washington Street and whatever. And you still singing the same goddamn song with zero results, man. Zero. Alright, they finally convict a cop for killing a nigga. Okay, now what? Niggas is simple, man. You are some simple-minded people. Celebrating and just carrying on like y'all just got into the kingdom. Alright, so let's go from there. Let's go to this video clip.
We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. Count 2, guilty. Count 3, guilty.
Today, we are able to breathe.
Now, look who shows up, man. Look who's in the scene. You got Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. Look who shows up. Now, these are the two most useless niggas on the planet. Okay? And they only show up when it's some type of big press conference. They weren't out there advocating through thick and thin. And now all of a sudden they're the so-called leaders of so-called Black America. Niggas is stupid, man. The Lord really needs to do away with a lot of y'all. Serious. Seriously needs to do away with a lot of y'all. You niggas still letting these two niggas show up on the scene? They've been talking the same old shit for the past 60 years and got no results. No results. Psalms 146. And I'm going to start at the top. It says, praise ye the Lord. Praise the Lord, O my soul. While I live, will I praise the Lord. I will sing praises unto my power while I have any being. It says, put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. And that's the point. You putting all your trust in these so-called black leaders, black educators, and even in Esau. Okay? Because when the dust settles and the smoke goes away, you know what's going to happen? Niggas going to be right back on the same stoop talking about no justice, no peace, and we want justice. It's not going to happen. You see?
But we got justice. I thank everybody, my lawyer team, everybody that protested, that didn't know him. They felt the love and knew he was a gentle giant. That was my baby. And he took his life.
A truly emotional night for the family of George Floyd. Tonight we take...
Yeah, man, it's a sad sight to see you Jakes just rolling over, man, and falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker, you fell for it. But that's all right, though, because you cannot say you wasn't warned or nobody's told you that this was the devil that the Bible speaks of who's going to interfere with your life until either you get put to death or the Lord delivers you out of here. Okay? This is Psalms 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. Right. You know, they're thanking Al Sharpton. They're thanking Jesse Jackson. They're thanking the lawyer and the teams and all this other shit. Thanking all the protesters that came out. But nobody's thinking about Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai. Nobody. And this is why when the Lord starts stretching his arm upon you people, it's going to be a lot of death out here, man. It's going to be a lot of death and anguish and pain. You know, the Lord don't necessarily have to kill you. He can put you in a position where you just suffer pain for the rest of your days on this planet, man. Because you're putting your trust in man. And it says, "And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt." All right? And once again, the so-called Pharaoh of today is Joe Biden. They're trusting in him. He gives the family a phone call, and everybody's all hovered around the phone and listening intently. He is nothing but another devil anyway. That's going to make your life a living hell once he gets the green light. You see? Once he gets the green light, all hell's going to break loose on you, Jakes, man. And that warm face which you thought you could trust, you're going to see them horns finally show out. Okay? And it says, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, in the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion." Right? Because, you know, you people think that you got a victory. You think that the tables are going to now start to turn. They sacrificed one cracker for you, man. One. All the crackers that are rolling around in this country, there's one gone. And they're not going to look twice about it. You know, when the scriptures say the other nations be like unto spittle. You know, that's how these crackers view their own, man. Like spittle. They don't give a shit. But Jake, you up and you all cheery and happy, partying till the break of dawn. All right. But you Israelites out there, you're gonna have a hard lesson, man. It's gonna be a hard learned lesson, man. First of all, because you don't listen to the men that you need to truly be listening to, which are the servants of prophets from the head apostles on down. You know? Secondly, if you had any understanding, you would know that this is the course of action the Lord is taking, man. And there's going to be some individuals that are going to be put to death by our enemies. And the Lord is just building up a case against these devils. So when he does rain down upon him the wrath and indignation of destruction, okay, he'll be justified. Alright? So going from there, let me see. Matter of fact, so let's speed up a little bit here. Let me go to this clip. Like I said, it's going to be a quick hit on a couple topics. We're going to go to here.
Who made billions out of creating super clunky corporate software. What you didn't realize is that Bill Gates doesn't think of himself that way. Bill Gates doesn't think of himself as some guy who got super rich making bad software. Bill Gates thinks of himself as God, in control of the solar system. And that's why Bill Gates is now backing something called sun-dimming technology that would reflect sunlight out of the Earth's atmosphere, causing global cooling. Ooh, that's not fraught with risks. You thought gain-of-function research on pathogens was dangerous. Try that. But that hasn't stopped Harvard University. Its scientists are testing that technology by spewing calcium carbonate dust into the atmosphere.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial. It would look something like this. Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some...
Now, once again, you gotta be a damn fool if you don't already know they've been doing this shit since the late 70s, early 80s, man. Okay? And this whole global warming thing. This is the devil we talking about. And who's behind it? Bill Gates. The chief devil of them all. Okay? So there ain't nothing but barium oxide that they're spraying. But now they're spinning it because, once again, you know, when their secrets are being revealed at the rate that they're being revealed, they have nothing else to do but pretty much come out but put the spin on it. Like this is some new, technology that they're working on, and, they're going to try to slow the global warming down. What are your devils going to do and think of some shit like this, man? Trying to block out the sun. Those tried to shoot rockets at the moon as well, man. You know this is a wicked, lawless people. You ever see that movie Toy Story? When you had Sid, who lived next door, who was just creating all kinds of havoc with the dolls and toys and shit. That's Esau. Esau is Sid, creating all kinds of havoc, breaking shit, and trying to light shit on fire, and just sending rockets up in the air with toys on them. That's Esau, man. Esau is Sid. All right.
Sunlight from reaching the surface. It would mimic a giant volcanic eruption, which we know cools the Earth.
Now, just to restate, Bill Gates is not God. Bill Gates is some kind of weird, socially awkward rich guy who lives in Seattle. He doesn't own the planet, but he's now changing the planet single-handedly. This is not just over his yard in Seattle. This is over your yard and our oceans and the whole planet. Now, according to Forbes, Frank Kutch, who's the project's top investigator, quote, does not know what the results might bring. Just experiment with the globe and find out what happens. It's cool that he's a billionaire. Michael Shell
don't know what the results might bring. They know damn well what the results might bring, because they've been doing it since, like I said, the 70s and 80s, man. So you can't trust this devil, not 1 inch, man. Not one micro inch. You cannot trust him. Ecclesiastes 1:9, it says, the thing that has been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. And that is the point. There's no new thing under the sun. These devils have been working feverishly for years, trying to establish this so-called New World Order, trying to establish that one world government. They've been working for years, so this ain't nothing new, man. This is not anything new. Okay? And when you got Bill Gates leading the charge, don't think of Bill Gates as just some old cracker that's running around. His spirit is of somebody of importance back in the ancient times, man. That's how you gotta look at this thing with that spiritual eye. These ain't just regular, average, everyday crackers we're talking about here. How do you go from being a teenage kid building the top computer software to being the front runner in the global pandemic solutions, if you will, to now, being the lead so-called experimentist and blocking out the sun? This devil, I'm telling you, this devil is somebody, man. The spirit that's in that devil is somebody that was mischievous then, and he's right back in the earth doing mischievous shit now. That's Mr. Gates of Hell himself, man. So this ain't nothing new. This ain't anything that somebody can say, oh yeah, well, they never tried that before. Okay? And this is Isaiah 29, and I think I'm going to start at 14. Because these are all the, listen, the curses and the things that fell upon Jake, now these things are going to turn on to Esau, man. Esau is going to receive these plagues. Esau is going to receive these punishments, these torments. Okay? I'll start at 15. It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Okay? Surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Because Esau think he's the power, man. And these scriptures now apply for Esau. Okay? Esau's quick to go against the grain that anything in this would go against the grain against anything that's in the scriptures, man. This is why we know this is a lawless and sinful kingdom, man. It really is. And there's no other cure for Babylon the Great than thermonuclear missiles, man, to cleanse this place. There's no other cure. There's nothing else that can be done but to burn it with fire. Okay? Let me go here. Revelation 11 and 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. They had a little summit. China, Russia, North Korea, they all went to the table, and they were sitting down, and the United States was trying to, bargain and barter concerning the nuclear missile, reduction and so on and so forth. That's prophecy coming to pass, man. And the reason why I say that is because the scriptures say, all that were at peace with thee have brought thee even to the border. So when Donald Trump was in office, he was pretty much trying to strong arm all these other nations. And he was pretty much cutting ties as far as them being able to come to the table and handshake. All right? But now that Joe Biden's back in office, he's now mending those broken ties, if you will, which now will give rise to the scriptures, how when the scriptures spoke about in the book of Obadiah, the men that were at peace with thee. Because America goes around to all these nations, shaking hands, trying to, make little deals here and there, little peace deals. But these deals that these other nations are making, America's going to do something to break these deals, to go against the grain, if you will. And that's why it says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they shall be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets. All right? Now, we don't go around boasting ourselves here at Great Millstone from the head apostles. We don't go around boasting ourselves about the great rewards that the Lord has for us. All right? Whatever the Lord has up in heaven is stored up for the hope for the elect. All right? Our main concern is doing the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, pushing this word out. Right? That's our main concern. And it says, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name. You see that? And to them that fear thy name. So once you start putting these pieces of this puzzle together and realizing what time period we're living in and what's happening with these nations, you best believe we're at that point, man. We're at that point. And it says, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyeth the earth. You can't get no plainer than that, man. You know, by a process of elimination, you can pinpoint right down to the hairs on somebody's head who those are that are destroying the earth, man. It's not a very big secret. It's not hard to figure out. And now that the Lord has set up the prophets and the apostles on the highways and byways from the head apostles on down, that man of sin is now being revealed. We know who he is. We've identified him. Now he's sitting on a placard with a wanted sign over his head, because he has been destroying the earth for many years now. Shit. And you think for 1 minute he's going to try to save one of his own that he's, you know, they're expendable. You got millions of so-called blacks and Latinos jumping around for this damn verdict. Millions. But if you really sit back and look at the whole scheme of things, man, this dude, Kavanaugh, whatever his name is, he was just a pawn waiting to be sacrificed. That's all he was. That's all he was. And if you're getting joy off of that, there's something wrong with you, man. You're getting joy off one man going to prison. Well, the joy we're going to get is when we see the whole nation go down. The whole Edomite nation go down. That's when we're going to get joy. One cracker go locked up. Now you people think you've won the whole game. Shit, it's still the first quarter. Shit. Alright, so from there, I want to go to this quick clip here. Not really much on it, but just to hear them talk about the time periods.
By 2050, our planet will be a vastly different place.
Okay? They said right off the rip, they said by 2050. Listen, man, we're looking to get the hell out of here. Alright? The Lord is coming back. He's on his way. You know, he's the last few pieces of this puzzle is about to be put in place. Alright? This is I believe this is Matthew 24:14. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So you mean to tell me, you know, we out here doing this work, the gospel has reached all nations, but we still got to wait 27 more years, 28 more years? Shit, may the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai come back tomorrow. You see, what this is Esau's warped way of thinking. By the time 2050 come around, you'll ask, you Billy staying afloat, man. You Billy keeping your head above water. They talking about 2050. This is why we know he's the devil, man. He's a deceiver. The great deceiver. So let's go back to that real quick.
By 2050, our planet will be a vastly different place. By 2050, artificial intelligence will be everywhere. AI-driven stores will allow you to purchase goods without cashiers or waiting lines. AI will diagnose and treat patients, manage transportation, and analyze massive quantities of data. AI chatbot.
Okay, so as you know, that is nothing but RFID technology, and you know the scriptures speak about when he's about to fill his belly, the Lord's going to cast him down. So they're going to get their little shit rolling, but it ain't going to come to full fruition as they think it is. All right. So, and this is why Yahweh Shai said that he was going to shorten the time. Shortening the time does not necessarily mean some prophecies are going to be forgotten. No, those prophecies are going to be sped up. Everything's going to be sped up. So all the prophecies are going to take effect and take place. They're just going to be taking place at a faster rate. You see? So they're already putting in play this technology, this artificial intelligence technology. They're already putting that in play. The RFID microchips already been in play. So, I mean, the gospel has gone throughout the four corners of the earth. The Lord is now starting to visit the earth in which he made. You know, now when you go on YouTube, every damn other video or so in your blogs, you're going to see it's about chariots, so-called UFOs. So we're here, man. We at the end of this thing. And now for the hope for the elect, now it's time to buckle up, strap it in, strap it on, and hold on tight, man, because we about to go for a ride. We about to go for a ride, man. 1 Corinthians 7:29. It says, "But this I say, brethren, the time is short." That's the point. The time is short. So Esau talking about 2050. Well, the Lord talking about time is short through the prophets and the men of the Lord. Scriptures say we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. So that's where I'm putting my money. I'm putting my money on the time is short. I'm putting my money on when the word was, preaching to all the world for a witness, then shall the end come. Okay? I'm putting my money on when Yahweh Shai said the days will be shortened for the elect's sake. That's what I'm riding on. And me and many other brothers who would truly believe from the head apostles on down. That's what we riding on. We ain't listening and paying attention to Esau's fantasy thought process. Everything got to be in such fantastic and there's another word, fantastic and marvelously, appealing to the eye. That's how Esau likes to portray things. But we of the hope for the elect, pursuant to Proverbs, the 1st chapter and the 6th verse, to understand the proverb and the interpretations, the words of the wise and their dark sayings, man. We're in the time where dark sayings are what's happening. This is what people want to hear now. As heart-wrenching as it may be, but it's also uplifting if you've been, in the right spirit of, being downtrodden, knowing that this isn't your rest, knowing that you got to wait upon your power to come deliver you, knowing that you have an enemy who's trying to kill you on a daily basis. All right? So all that being said, we at the end of this thing, man. It ain't gonna go to no 2050. Lord willing, it doesn't go that long. But like I said, we on the Lord's time. We on the Lord's timetable. So with that, I'm gonna end it. So Lord willing, brothers edified, and I'll see you brothers in another show. I say shalom.